In retrospect, the transformation of a simple morning routine into a catalyst for community change began in the most mundane of settings, a family bathroom with blue-tiled walls. Dr. Sarah Thompson, having spent her career studying childhood development patterns, found herself drawing fascinating parallels between her professional research and the unexpected evolution of her own family's daily rituals. The scene before her seemed deceptively simple: her twins, Emma in her cherished pink sleeveless shirt and Tom in his striped blue bathrobe, engaged in their morning dental hygiene routine. Yet beneath this superficial tableau lay layers of significance that would have profound implications for her upcoming presentation at the International Conference on Early Childhood Development. The bathroom itself had become an inadvertent laboratory of sorts. The methodically arranged elements, 3 wicker baskets positioned precisely on the shelf behind Tom, a blue liquid soap dispenser standing sentinel by the sink, and a white cup housing the family's toothbrushes, 2 adult ones, pink and blue, alongside a fresh tube of toothpaste, created an environment that unconsciously reinforced the principles of order and routine. "Mom, watch this!" Emma's jubilant voice cut through Sarah's contemplation. Her green toothbrush moved in practice circles as she demonstrated their latest innovation, a mathematical component added to their brushing routine. "We're counting in multiples of 3 while we brush." Tom, his blue toothbrush working steadily, nodded in agreement. The shower curtain with its geometric pattern of blue squares created a fitting backdrop to their mathematical endeavors, each square seeming to represent another successful iteration of their evolving routine. Had circumstances been different, Sarah might have merely appreciated these moments as a parent. However, her recent collaboration with Dr. Elena Martinez on the ripple effect theory of childhood habit formation had given her a unique lens through which to view these daily interactions. The fascinating aspect, she had explained to her husband Michael the previous evening, is how organic behavioral modifications in children can precipitate widespread community change. Her words had been punctuated by the gentle hum of evening settling over their household, much like the morning sun now streaming through the bathroom window, creating intricate patterns on the blue tiles. The theory had been validated in unexpected ways. What had begun as their family's solution to morning dental hygiene had spiraled outward, touching lives far beyond their immediate circle. The "Smile Sparkle system," as the children had dubbed it, had been adopted by their cousin Sarah's family, then by their entire elementary school, and was now being considered for implementation in schools across the district. "It's rather like watching dominoes fall," Dr. Martinez had commented during their last video conference, but instead of collapse, we're witnessing the construction of positive habits across multiple social networks. The chrome faucet gleamed under the morning light, a silent witness to countless small victories and occasional setbacks. Sarah remembered the night she and Michael had grappled with the philosophical implications of their approach. "If we succeed in this," Michael had pondered, "are we not inadvertently creating a model for how social change might be implemented on a larger scale? Had we known the potential impact, would we have approached it differently?" The question had lingered, much like the gentle sway of the shower curtain in the morning breeze. The geometric patterns on the curtain seemed to echo the structured yet fluid nature of their experiment in habit formation. Emma's voice again pulled Sarah from her reflections. "Mom, can we tell you about our new idea? We think if everyone had a special toothbrushing song, it would help them remember to brush properly." Her enthusiasm was infectious, her green toothbrush gesturing expressively as she spoke. The inherent wisdom in children's simplicity never ceased to amaze Sarah. While she and her colleagues had been constructing elaborate theoretical frameworks, her children had intuitively grasped the essential element, joy in routine. The bathroom's blue tiles had witnessed the evolution of their experiment. Each tile, meticulously cleaned and maintained, reflected not just light but the journey from chaos to order, from resistance to embrace. The wicker baskets on the shelf, each serving its designated purpose, symbolized the structured freedom that had proven so effective in their approach. The paradox, Sarah had written in her conference notes, lies in how structure liberates rather than constrains when implemented with attention to psychological need fulfillment. The children's natural integration of play into responsibility had demonstrated this principle more effectively than any controlled study. Tom, having finished his brushing routine, carefully returned his blue toothbrush to the white cup. "Mom," he said thoughtfully, "Sarah told us that her little brother is afraid of the dentist. Could we teach him our special routine? It might help him feel braver." The empathy inherent in his suggestion highlighted another unexpected outcome of their experiment, the development of emotional intelligence alongside practical skills. The bathroom, with its familiar elements and established routines, had become a safe space for exploring not just hygiene habits but deeper emotional connections. Dr. Martinez's words echoed in Sarah's mind, the most profound changes often emerge from the most ordinary moments. The chrome faucet, the blue tiles, the geometric patterns on the shower curtain, each element had played its part in creating an environment where transformation could occur naturally and sustainably. The implications for public health initiatives are significant, Sarah had noted in her latest research paper. When children become advocates for positive health practices, the message carries an authenticity that adult-driven campaigns often lack. The morning sun continued its journey across the bathroom, creating shifting patterns on the blue tiles. Emma and Tom, having completed their routine, stood proudly by the sink, their achievement reflected in the mirror and in their bright smiles. If you think about it, Michael had mused the previous evening, we've essentially created a microcosm of successful social change. The question is, can it be replicated? Sarah watched as her children explained their routine to their cousin, their words simple but their impact profound. The bathroom, with its familiar elements, the blue tiles, the wicker baskets, the geometric patterns on the shower curtain, had become more than a setting for morning routines. It had transformed into a laboratory for understanding how small changes could cascade into larger societal transformations. The implications extended far beyond dental hygiene. Sarah's research had begun to explore how similar principles could be applied to other areas of public health and education. The key, they had discovered, lay not in the complexity of the system but in its accessibility and joy. "Mom," Emma called out, interrupting Sarah's thoughts once again, "can we make a video of our routine to share with Sarah's little brother? We could show him how fun it is." The suggestion perfectly embodied the organic growth of their initiative. What had begun as a parent's attempt to establish good habits had evolved into a child-led movement for positive change. The morning light continued to play across the blue tiles, creating patterns that seemed to dance in harmony with the children's enthusiasm. The bathroom, with its carefully curated elements, stood as a testament to the power of thoughtful design in facilitating behavioral change. As Sarah prepared to document another successful morning for her research, she reflected on the journey that had brought them here. The transformation of a simple bathroom routine into a model for social change hadn't been planned, but perhaps that was precisely why it had succeeded. The chrome faucet gleamed, the blue tiles shone, and the wicker baskets stood in silent testimony to the power of small beginnings. In this ordinary bathroom, extraordinary changes had taken root, spreading outward like ripples in a pond, touching lives far beyond its blue-tiled walls.